What's going on, Pride Nation, and welcome to Lions Live, where it is Detroit Lions 24/7 without being twisted. And this is your host, Mr. MicroMike. And folks, we have an explosive one for you tonight. But before we get into this show, I gotta go old school, and it's time to get into the intros. First is the man who, when he writes, paper bleeds. What up, though, the Dern?
What's going on, guys? It's going to be a great show tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And next is the man whose belly button is actually a power outlet. What up, though, TA of Noble Sports?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
And lastly, surely not least, he is the man who can and does make onions cry. What up, though, Travis Troxel?
Man, I haven't heard that in a long time. What's going on, brothers?
Hey, I've heard
What's going on?
Hey, man, what's going on, everyone in the chat? TA, can you do me a huge time favor and do a little
Yes,
bit of a
sir.
roll call?
Yes, sir. We got D-Map in the house. D-Map is in the house with us today. Dolomite is in the house. Jeff Terry is in the house. Marcus Willis is in the house. The coolest name on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. It's Kool-Aid and Cornbread. Also got Ryan in the house. Ryan Z is in the house. Skino Bino is in the house. Dwayne Hogan is in the house on today. Also, Blue and Silver Phantom. Hard work and dedication is in the building. My boy Vash is in the building. Let's get it.
What's going on? Hey, Vash, man, I love your new avatar. That's sick.
Sweet. I love it, Vash.
Sweet, man. Sweet. I see it, man. I see you, and I'm super excited. But it is time to get into these questions that I got, and I'm going to throw this at Mr. Travis Troxel. Which player, because we got the draft coming up, folks. I don't know if you know, in 7 days, it's a big-time day for us and our Detroit Lions. But
Yes.
Which player, if drafted, makes the Detroit Lions an impact player immediately? Is it Chase Young, Isaiah Simmons, Derek Brown, Okudah? Which one do you think is going to make this team an immediate impact?
Well, it depends on what happens with pick number 2. If the Washington Redskins pass on Chase, obviously it'll be Chase Young that will make the biggest impact and an immediate impact. But if Chase Young is off the board, I really think that if you could solidify that secondary and go with the Jeffrey Okudah, I think he can make an immediate impact as well as solidify the cornerback position for years to come with Imani Owarie and Jeffrey Okudah.
Oh, wow, man. I haven't heard that guy being named going first for our pick. I like it. Nice little twist. TA, Mr. Noble Sports, the next face of Mount Rushmore. What say you? What player do you think is going to be an impact player immediately if we decide to stay at number 3?
Man, there's so many choices, man. I can't believe it, man, that it's only 7 days away, man. 7 days away. This thing is getting very, very excited. I love what's going on. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you have to find a player, and you have to find that player that's going to be an impact player right away. And there's a host of bunch of guys. There's a plethora of guys that you can select from. You got guys like Chase Young. You got Isaiah Simmons, Derek Brown, Jeff Okudah, and the list goes on. A lot of mock drafts pretty much have Jeff Okudah being taken by the Lions. That possibly could happen. I will not deny the fact that could happen. They could go out and get another corner, but also the opportunity of getting a guy like Chase Young definitely to solidify that line will be awesome. But when it comes down to a pick, I also looked at Derek Brown. I watched film on him, and I thought that Derek Brown was I thought he was a load up front, man, and he's really good too as well. But I don't think I want to take Derek Brown that high. So the guy that I really got my eyes on is the guy that is the most versatile in the draft. I call him the cyborg. No other than Isaiah Simmons is my pick to be an immediate impact player because he can go anywhere on the field, and that's the type of player that I want. I can have him on the box. I can have him at safety. I can put him in the inside. I can put him on the outside. Isaiah Simmons does it all, and that is the type of player. That is the type of fire. That is what I want on my team, and I want an immediate impact, so I'm going with Simmons.
Oh man, I don't know, Dern, how you can follow something like that because that was fire.
That was
Dern.
complete fire.
I'm sorry,
Gotta put me
bro.
last on this one. I got it. Okay.
Go ahead, Dern, man. What do you got?
All right. Well, the way these analysts talk about these players that are in the top 10, they say they're all fantastic. So the way they're doing it is like, how can you go wrong with any of these that you just said? It depends what we do. Do we trade back? Which I hope we don't stay at 3. But in reality, corners take a while to get into a groove. Slay took what, 2 years to come into his own?
Thanks.
Unless Okuda can pull a Patrick Peterson or a Lattimore, it'll take a bit for him. So, what is the most essential piece for a team besides the quarterback? It's your lines. So, in my opinion, I would like to solidify our lines.
Okay. Hey, you
Hmm.
cannot complain about doing the offense or defensive line. I definitely would prefer the defensive line. I'm a guy who wants that blue chipper on that defensive line to disrupt it. I could see them actually going offensive line at 3. I wouldn't be happy, but I can
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
definitely could happen.
I have seen stranger things, Mike. I have seen stranger things.
Absolutely.
I have definitely seen stranger things.
We've
but-
made worse picks.
Oh, no doubt. No
Right.
I mean, Eric Ebron was the greatest pick I think we've ever had. I think if
Legend.
Yeah, man. He was very good.
he was a legend in his own mind, and that makes him one of the greatest picks that we had. And man, it's interesting, but I would like to tell you about a player that no one has talked about that to me is going up draft boards. He's very smooth. He's keen. He has the ability to really get in deep and mess with people's heads. And with the 3rd pick in the 2020 NFL MicroMike mock draft, the Detroit Lions select Pee Wee Herman. I think this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like Pee Wee, man. I like the way he yells in a huddle. Man, I love this guy.
I think that guy would be excellent with our team. No, for real though. I think, man, you can't go
No
wrong.
cap, man. No cap.
You cannot go wrong with all these picks, in my opinion. I think Derek Brown immediately impacts that offensive line and destroys offensive
defensive line, Mike. Defensive line.
Yeah, but it destroys the offensive line. It makes an
yeah. He
immediate
will impact them. Yeah, exactly.
and it will get up in there and disrupt the quarterback, in which we have not seen in some time. And so, Noble Sports, aka TA Mike and Trox, hey, it's all about Detroit Lions football, and we got the Dern up in here as well. And
What's up, Dolo?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And so I think I would love to see them go defensive line here, and that could be as well Chase Young. If he fell to us at 3, to me, that's a no-brainer. I want the disruptor on that defensive line going at the quarterback, knocking the quarterback down, scaring at him. He can't be able to step at them in the pocket. I would absolutely love that, man. And I think, to me, if we can get something like that, but not at the 3rd pick, I would be happy because I think we should trade back, in my personal opinion. But,
yeah.
Trox, do you believe that Bob Quinn will draft the correct players in this year's draft?
If he truly loves his job, he better.
So what you saying, Trucks?
Let's just put it this way. He's on borrowed time.
Okay.
So what does he have to do? Does he have to make trade backs to do this, or just get a bunch of great players there?
It really depends on how the draft falls. If the draft falls in Bob Quinn's favor and you could get, a lot of good players at, their actual pick, then, you could maybe save yourself a trade. But I am very, very adamant about trading back, just because, the more you could get, the more you can groom and put together a team, in the near future, or maybe even adding extra picks for, say, if a new GM and head coach come into play, they got some assets to where they can go out and, build a team of their own.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be the way to go, building the assets and acquiring more capital. What say you, TA? Does he just gotta believe he's got to draft the correct players this year, or we in for some trouble? What say you?
Man, it is no doubt about it, Mike. When I think about the draft and what the Lions got to do this season, they got to put off the ultimate thing. And every player that pretty much that the Lions are going to pick this year needs to be some type of impact player. I know not all of these guys play and get the opportunity to get out on the field, but you want to hit the home run with the first couple picks, whether it's the first and the second pick, and also maybe the third pick. You want to make this sure that these guys can contribute. And if he doesn't do that, his job is definitely going to be on the line this season. Whether or not Martha Firestorm decides to let him go, I don't know. But at the same time, he knows what he's in for this season. He has to get this thing right. You have to get players in that's going to make an immediate. They're going to make an immediate impact to the roster, and that these guys will be able to get to the playoffs, because the notion that we have as fans is that pretty much that these guys want to make the playoffs this season. So if you want to make the playoffs and you're a GM, you have to evaluate the talent on your roster. And when you're looking and you're thinking about the draft, you have to make sure that you're going to draft guys that fit the system that you're trying to do, but also guys that can come in and that you can plug and play these guys, and that they'll be effective when they get out there on the field.
And that's hashtag facts. Kid D says, we want Simmons. And I think he said another time, man, we want Simmons.
Man, he said we want Simmons, man. We want Simmons now.
JG Wentworth stuff going on there, man. Dern, what say you?
I want that cash now.
I want this draft now, man. I'm telling you right now. Right. Do you believe that Bob Quinn will draft the correct players in this year's draft?
Well, like they said, if he doesn't, he's gone.
Fact.
And if it takes so long for a team to recover from a bad draft, and that's why the Lions were always bad, is because they drafted really bad. That's how we usually build up a team.
Well, definitely, man. I mean, look, it's not just hitting the first pick in this draft. Everyone talks about the first pick, but if you can hit the mid-round picks, that's how you win football games. That's how you build a complete roster. Kenny Galladay, who we'll talk about in a little bit. I mean, you get Deshaun Hand. We got to be able to knock these picks. And Bob Quinn's really, really got to do a well job this year. Or we need help. We need help, and we need help bad. Damian says, y'all want Trubisky? I do want Trubisky for the Chicago Bears. He does help us win if we play Chicago. We need all the help we can get. Ramon says...
Why not take him, man? Why not put Trubisky on the team?
If Foles plays like he did in Jacksonville, then it doesn't matter to me. It's fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ramon says, guys, Tua is the pick. Oh, man. You know what?
Ramon, what's making you feel that way, man? What is making you feel that way with Tua?
And we're going to switch it up. He says Tua is the pick. Dern, do you believe that Tua is the pick?
If it is, he better be fired. Everyone will be calling for his head.
Well, why is that?
I don't understand why people think he's like the next best quarterback when he's that brittle. He had great surrounding cast at Alabama. In my opinion, Herbert is a little bit better than him. He didn't have that surrounding cast like Tua did in Alabama.
You know, this is an interesting subject because
that is very interesting. He got me thinking something now.
and you want to know what? I talked about this all off season because I'm an Oregon Ducks fan, and when you have the ability to watch a team real close, you can notice things that maybe other people don't. Like people take advantage and say like, you know, Matthew Stafford sucks, but we know as Lions fans, man, he doesn't got a lot of supporting cast, and I see that a lot with Justin Herbert. And it's funny because this last week he's been flying up boards, going past Tua into picks. And it's like, what do you expect? The guy has got the prototypical size. He's got the arm. And the guy is not injured. And Tua is very talented. I think.
Yeah.
but you do got to worry about the injury bug. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Now, see, I'm on the opposite side of this.
I know.
I'm
Go
definitely.
ahead. Go
You
ahead,
already
man.
know. You already know I'm on the opposite side of this. No knock to Justin Herbert. No knock to him at all, because I think that Justin Herbert is a very, very talented quarterback, and I definitely think whatever team gets him is going to get a talented quarterback. But when I think about Tua and how good Tua was before the injuries and for all the knickknacks came in, Tua, man, pretty much was one of the best accurate quarterbacks besides Joe Burrow. Tua was that type of player. You know what I'm saying? He is very good, man. To me, now I could be wrong about it, but me, he reminds me of a bigger Russell Wilson, a left-handed Russell Wilson that you know what I'm saying, will have to prove himself once he gets into the NFL. So what do you guys got to say about that?
Dennis, yes, I am from actually Oregon. I moved to Michigan. Well, I was born in Oregon, moved to Michigan, moved back to Oregon, been back in Michigan for a good 15 years now. I actually went to the Gladstone High School, and our team was the Ducks. So it's one of those things, man.
Yeah. In Oregon, man, it's nothing. I think in Oregon, it's nothing but Ducks, right? Nothing.
We don't got an
nothing
NFL team there. We don't have an NFL team. And so Ducks is the NFL team over there. It's like everyone's a Ducks fan. But
yeah, I love. Matter of fact, I love Oregon, man, too, as well, because I love their uniforms and their combinations that they put together.
Oh man, and yeah, man. I mean, it's got a little special spot in my heart, man. It does. The little duckies there. What say you, Trox, man? What do you think about this quarterback class?
Well, I will say it is a very deep class. Whether it's Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Fromm, Jalen Hurts. I mean, there's so many. There's so many different quarterbacks that for the Detroit Lions, we could pick whoever we want. In the later picks. Yeah, we won't get the Tuas or the Burrows or the Herberts, but maybe a Jake Fromm in the third or fourth rounds, or maybe a Nate Stanley who was what do you call it? TJ Hawkinson's quarterback.
Right.
Has some continuity.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jake.
That's funny because Alexander said that the exact same time that you said that. Shout out to Alexander.
Shout out Alexander.
And Tua there. Jake from State Farm. If we end up getting a Jake from State Farm, I would never end with that statement, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now a lot of people, it's kind of crazy though, but a lot of people are not really high on Jake Fromm. You know another quarterback that people I don't know if people are talking about as much. What about the quarterback from Washington, Jacob Eason?
Okay, Jacob Eason.
I like his ability too, man. He has the size, has a good arm on him. He's definitely another guy that I would consider.
That's interesting because I'm not hearing a whole lot about him coming up this draft. You're hearing about Jake from State Farm. You're hearing that guy moving up boards, and Jalen Hurts. I haven't heard a whole lot about him either. So I wonder.
I just heard something about. A matter of fact, that you said it, Mike. I just heard something about Jalen Hurts the other day.
Looking at him.
Yep, the Packers. Yeah, the Packers and also the Chargers have been having conversations with Jalen Hurts.
Ooh, that will be interesting. I could see the Packers taking a quarterback. Darn, I could definitely see that because they need the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers. Would you like it if Jalen Hurts got drafted by the Packers, Darn?
Learning from Aaron Rodgers, I would rather not, but it's inevitable, I guess. He has a lot of ability, so I'd rather have them wait if all possible.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm worried about that team. I don't want to. I mean, they've had quarterbacks for as long as the wheel has been invented, and I'm tired of that, man.
That's the thing. And Mike, and see, I don't mean to cut you off, but Mike, see, that's the thing too, because you know what I'm saying, guys like Cole McDonald, who they're also mentioning in the chat, I think that he's a quiet sleeper that nobody's talking about. He is a very good quarterback as well. So, it's so many different quarterbacks. I don't know if the Lions will take a quarterback in this draft, but if they wanted to take one, the options is out there for them guys to grab one, because eventually you have to have another quarterback that's going to be up under Stafford or whatever.
For sure. And
did I rebuttal the whole Tua thing?
Go
I'll
ahead,
rebuttal
man. Go
Mobile
ahead.
really
Oh,
quick.
go. Yeah, it's something. Okay, you got something to say.
So when you take a look at Alabama, you look at that offensive line,
Yep.
that is stacked line. Now put him on Miami or the Chargers right now. Who
Yeah.
are their linemen? He was
Yeah.
he was running for his life with Alabama, and he doesn't throw the ball away. So what is he going to do with Miami?
Well, the thing about Miami is Miami's sitting pretty right now. Miami got a lot of options, man, because they have a lot of picks, and they could very well, even if they take, definitely if they take Tua, they're gonna have to take a what I would say, because left-handed, got to take a right tackle. You're gonna have to take somebody that's pretty good, and it's a lot of tackles in this
The new
draft.
blind side. Yep.
Yeah, and because he's left-handed, so you're definitely gonna have to have a good right tackle, and it's a lot of tackles that's definitely coming out in this draft. So you make an argument right there, but I still say that Tua is. I'm gonna say he's a top 10 pick no matter what.
Oh, I
I
definitely
still
Just
take
not
him
for
top
Detroit.
10.
yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
not for
Blind
Detroit.
side
No, no.
cannot be the right tackle.
And it's kind of crazy that we're
Facts.
talking about this
Facts.
because it's kind of crazy, guys, that we're talking about this because I was looking at a video the other day with Jalen Rose, the NBA player, and he wants Tua bad. You know what I mean? He wants Tua to come to Detroit because
What?
he feels like Tua is the guy to get to the Lions to the promised land. But I'm like, man, we got to tighten up that defense, man. Jalen, I don't know if you saw that defense.
Right.
Alexander, I love Epinesa, man. If we can trade back and pick up an extra first round pick and get AJ Epinesa, actually Trox and myself has done that in our mock drafts, taking AJ Epinesa late in the first round because we have 2 first round picks. Wouldn't that be sick, man? If we got AJ Epinesa and say you could get a Jeffrey Okudah or a Derek Brown, wouldn't that be one sick defense just adding right there?
That defense will get a quick facial lift, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, and quarterbacks would need to be in a hurry, unlike last year.
Hashtag facts.
And that's
Oh, facts.
And that's why I love the idea of trading back, getting
Yeah,
more
I love it.
picks. And I think it's
Need more
really
talent.
possible. Yeah, and Dern, I think on at least on the board here, I think we all agree that picking up extra picks is something that we must do. What's a realistic scenario? A trade with a team like the Miami or the Chargers, and what do you think possibly we could get from one of those teams with the trade back?
Well, it all depends on who's willing to give more. Dolphins are probably your best bet with how many first round picks they have. Plus, you don't have to move back as far.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Jacksonville. They also have 2 first round picks. I think they have 9 and 20.
Nice.
They also have that defensive end that they want to trade. So I don't know if that could sweeten the deal because we'd have to move back to 9 instead of 5.
I'd do it, man. I'd
Yeah.
do it. I mean, that defensive end is a power, man. Because we do need help on that. If we can get the ability to address 2 roster spots with 1 trade back, I'm down for it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
If we
always
go
down.
back to 9, I would like a Derek Brown or a Javon Kinlaw.
Oh,
Yeah.
If we got that defensive end right there, that's your line right there.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yep.
You're
And
spitting nothing
that's
but
what you
facts.
want more than anything for the Lions. That's what you want. You want more draft capital, and just like Bob Quinn said, he pretty much is leaving that open. He's willing to trade down, and if I can trade down and possibly get 2 good picks in the first round, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and that may means that I have to sacrifice a guy like Isaiah Simmons or Chase Young or whoever. But I got to do what I got to do to make sure that this team is ready to play this coming season.
Ramon says, no one going to trade up with us, man. I hope you're wrong. It's possible, though, bro.
Someone will trade up with us. I almost guarantee it.
I hope, man. I'm
hey.
at 95% chance we do a trade back.
Unless Young is there, there's no way they don't.
I feel, Gross, Matos, and Kinlaw. That would be sick, too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
Go ahead, Trox.
I will say this. A lot of people are not liking Jeffrey Okudah, but they forget to look at, our corners that we have right now. We have an unproven guy in Imani Owarie. Yes, he is a good player. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. But really take a look at the guy that we picked up from Atlanta.
Desmond Trufant.
Yep, Desmond Trufant. He has lost his speed, so he's not one of the better cover corners. Where he actually has, if he's going to press up on you, he actually got to turn around and take off. And by that time, if a person cuts, and he doesn't look back, guess what? He's burnt like fried chicken. So in order to really solidify the cornerback position, that's why I say that you definitely need a Jeffrey Okudah by all means possible. And if you could trade back, get him and an AJ Epineza with, say, the 26th pick, or, even if we don't trade back and just have the 3rd overall and the 35th overall, and you got, Jeffrey Okudah and AJ Epineza in the first 2 rounds, I feel like your defense got a massive facelift.
Massive facelift.
Yeah.
Massive facelift.
Massive.
And
that's what you need.
Folks, imagine this. Now, I know we went 3-12-1 last year, and that's not good. But here's a couple reasons why. First, Matthew Stafford got hurt, and our defense was bad. If we can get pass rush and Matthew Stafford stay healthy, this offense was rolling, and we can win football games. And guys, guess what? Another team now can enter the playoffs. I think we can make the playoffs. What's going on, Sports Talk? T-Dub. What's going on, Darren Thompson, D. Williams? If I have not said your name, let me know, man, and I will shout you out. And go ahead, Trock.
I do want to say prayers up to you, Dolo Dynamite. He says, my dad died last week from the coronavirus. He got a pneumonia and had a massive heart attack. My prayers are out to you, brother.
Oh, man. Yeah, our prayers are out to you and your family, man. Definitely.
Dolo,
we have lost a lot of people, man, with this COVID-19.
May God bless you and your family. And that's more important than anything. And we love you, man. We love you. You've been rocking with all of us for a long time. Prayers sent, and I'm sure everybody in the chat here say the same thing, man. God bless, because we're one pride. One pride means more than just being a Lions fan.
Yeah, hey guys, can you make sure in the chat that you guys put up the prayers for those that lost somebody in the COVID-19? Make sure you put those prayer hands up.
Absolutely. We got 58 in the building. Can we get those likes up a little bit, please?
Absolutely. Hey, TA, can you take over for 1 second? I'm going to give Ed Whiting a wrench quick, and I got to go on a different format to do it. So can we talk about the depth at the running back core?
Yes. Hey, guys. So let's look at it this way. Okay, we know what we're looking like at running back, and we know what the situation has been currently at the running back. Are you guys okay with the depth of the position right now with Carrion and Bo Scarborough and also Ty Johnson? Are you guys good with what we have in the backfield, and you think that these guys will be able to do the job this season coming up? What do you think about that, Trox?
I definitely think that you need to add more players, possibly a home run threat that, is durable, that can do, anything that you ask. Because, if Carrion gets injured, let's all face it, he'll be done in Detroit. 3 consecutive years and only 3 years in the league, and every year been injured. It would be time to cut the loss, and his contract will be up. So I definitely think that you definitely need to add talent. That's why, if you can trade back, get the the 5th and the 26th pick, you could get a Jeffrey Okudah, a AJ Epineza, and then with the 35th pick, if a J.K. Dobbins or Jonathan Taylor or who's the other one that I'm thinking
Swift?
Of? Yeah, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
You just turned your whole entire franchise around. We're now in the 3rd round and beyond. You're adding, offensive linemen,
exactly,
defensive linemen, tackles, and linebackers, and you're starting to put together your team for the 2020 season and beyond.
And I'm back, and I just want to say quick, man, y'all subscribe to Ed Whiting. He is also a Detroit Lions YouTuber. I am going to get him on here.
Shout out, Ed.
So shout out, man, and absolutely. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. So go ahead, TA, man. Finish what was going on there.
So Darren, so how are you looking at this backfield? Do you like the depth chart of what you see with the backfield that the Detroit Lions now have currently on the roster?
I'm indifferent. I really like Carrion, but he gets hurt very often.
Yeah,
And it seems like last year his vision wasn't nearly as good as the year before. It seems to
yeah,
have flipped a little bit. For
okay,
Scarborough, I didn't see enough of him to have a good enough of opinion with him. I'd like
yeah,
to see
yeah.
more. And Ty
Mm-hmm.
Johnson had terrible vision. He has the speed, he has the jukes, but his vision was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
was, man.
I would like to bring someone in to
I
compete with him.
I'm with you, man. I'm back to I was talking about J.K. Dobbins, but my boy TA for Noble Sports was talking about DeAndre Swift. And I'm like, okay, I got to check this guy a little bit more. And I like what I
Yeah,
saw. I do, man. I
yeah,
do
he is
like what
nice, man.
he's
Absolutely.
nice.
Swift reminds me of Alvin Kamara.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And you know something that I was thinking about, man. You know, we always say, man, I want a bigger back. I want somebody that's bigger. But we got to realize though, that doesn't make the just because you're a bigger back, that doesn't mean that you're going to be effective. You know what I'm saying? Look how big Barry was. Barry was only 5'8". So, you know, he wasn't that big. So it sometimes it doesn't matter the size. It matters the vision. It matters if you're a running back that can create your own mishaps out on the field. And I think definitely, man, that's something that we always need to consider. It doesn't matter the size, but when you get out there, what type of impact do you have out on the field? Can you see real good out there, or are you reading your blocks? Do you know your what holes are you supposed to be hitting? Do you know if the line everybody gets stuffed at the line? Do you know how to bounce it to the outside? So those are some of the things that you need to have as a running back.
Yeah, for sure. And we got Bo Scarborough. I love the big back. But
Yeah, yeah, I know.
at the same time, we just need to have a back.
Yes.
Hey,
and that's crazy
hashtag
though. That's
facts.
crazy. Yeah, hashtag facts all day. That's crazy, Mike, that you said that, because just like Dern said, he didn't get enough, see enough of Scarborough. And to me, what I saw from Scarborough was nothing but positivity. So I would definitely bring Scarborough back, because I thought that he played the role that he was given, even though it was a limited role. He could have got more touches in some of those games to break over 100 yards, but they decided to run somebody else. But at the same time, I definitely think that he's one of those guys that I would keep, because I love what he's done. But when it comes to Carrion, I'm very, very concerned about Carrion's injury history, because not having playing that many games and been in the NFL for 2 seasons, I'm really concerned about his history and things of that nature.
Oh, what's going on, General View? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm concerned with the injuries. Injuries plagued us last year. The reason, again, we 3-12-1, that has to do with injuries, and we cannot have an injured running back. We need to have a reliable backfield that can actually make some plays. And it's so important. If we can acquire more draft capital, then we can go ahead and pick a running back. But we also need a guard. We need an individual that can push the pile. And so to me, when I kept doing all these draft scenarios, to me, the best case was simply picking up another pick in the second round at least. So we can get that running back. We can get that guard. And we can run the football. Because
Absolutely.
how do you win, guys? Dern knows it. He was talking about solidifying that defensive line. What else do you got to do? Run
that football.
You got to run.
Run real hard. I see a question in here. It says, what other running back would you like? Zach Moss is, I think you could get him in maybe third round. We got 2 third-round picks if we stayed there. I also like J.K. Dobbins. I think you can get him in the second round. But again, I want an extra second-round pick, because I want to pick up a guard fairly high in this draft. Late first round, second round.
I will say this. You don't really need to pick a guard high up in the second round, because I've been doing a lot of research, and if what's his name from what is his name? Damian Lewis out of let me see what college he's out of.
Okay.
I just glad you didn't say
out of
Deion
LSU.
Lewis.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say Deion Lewis.
No,
Cushenberry would be pretty good too.
Yeah, Cushenberry would be good.
Center or guard.
But we'll see if you're going to do that route. Then I would like MicroMike's guy, which is Ruiz out of Michigan.
Right.
But I will say this with Damian Lewis, he's a guard from LSU. And his career snapshot would be a junior college transfer who started at right guard during both of his seasons at LSU, earned his second team All SEC honors as a senior in 2019. Obviously, he won the national title with the LSU Tigers. He's a large, wide-body blocker who is best in small areas, bends his knees, blocks with terrific fundamentals, and stays square, anchors in pass protection, turns defenders from the line in the run game, and fires out into the second level. Strong, stays square, and works blocks. You know, his only negatives is really he lacks agility and struggles to finish blocks. Can adjust and get exploited quick with explosive defensive tackles. You know, that's coaching. If you can coach him up on that, you got yourself a Pro Bowl type offensive guard. And you got him later, you know, in the third or fourth or fifth round.
Trox.
Yeah.
Trox, man. Trox.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can go after that, man. That was
I want to throw something in here really quick.
you go ahead
Okay.
and throw a wrench in here.
All right, I'm going to throw a wrench in here. So think about this. So what if we move back a little bit, you know, and we don't like one of the defensive players that are there. What if we take one of the top tackles and put him at right tackle and then put Halapoulivaati Vaitai at guard? We don't have to take a guard there.
Did you just say his name?
I did.
Yeah. Hey, can he play guard? Because I know he plays tackle, but can he play guard?
Yeah, he's better at run blocking.
He
played guard and tackle at the Eagles.
I like that. Can you say his name for me again? Because that was music to my ears. I'll never be able to do it.
Halapoulivaati Vaitai.
Oh my God,
man! You deserve a cookie, man. You deserve, man. I can't say that name.
I'd enjoy a cookie right now after that.
Right,
Oh,
right.
man.
A nice chocolate chip, nice soft batch cookie right now, man.
Right.
Man, that's like music to my ears. What's going on, OMG? It's Lions Talk, man. We are talking Detroit Lions just like your name is. And that's what it's all about. And I'm so excited, man. Oh, what about your guy, Bo Ben Schwa?
That's good. Good.
You know
I love Bo.
He's under the radar. I think he'll do well. I think he's better than Joe Dahl.
Thank you.
Ooh. Man, Wisconsin normally has some great offensive linemen, man. So, yeah, we need to really see what Bo can do, man. I really want to see that because we need to be able to run the football, man.
And Ndamukong Suh is a killer name. That's definitely it. He says, why he competing? We're not competing with anyone, man. We support everybody that's Detroit Lions. There's no competition. What do you like about A.J. Epinesa? What don't I like about A.J. Epinesa? He was supposed to be a top earlier first-round pick, and because he didn't have such a great combine, he could fall to us in the second round. If you get this guy in a second round, A.J. Epinesa, oh my... I mean, that's exactly what we need.
They were talking about he was supposed to be a top 10 pick. And if you could get him at the 35th pick, that's a steal.
That is a steal, man.
Dominic Gomez says, what channel is the draft going to be on? Look, the draft will be live streamed, and it's going to be day 1, day 2, day 3. I can't tell the details as of right now of what channel is going to be on, but be prepared and wait. Got the best live draft show that you can possibly think of. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a bombshell night, man. Hashtag can't wait. Cannot wait for this draft, man. So, it's going to be sick. Go ahead, Dern. I know you were about to say something, man.
Oh, no. I'm excited for the draft.
Oh, man. I'm so excited because this is a chance for our team to finally build and finally make a roster that can compete, and I think we can, man. I believe in our team because I got Honolulu blue going through my veins, and I love it, man. I love every second of it. Until we lose, then I'm not too happy. But right now, we're not losing, so I'm happy.
Steve-O, did I change your opinion?
Yeah, man. ESPN, NFL Network, and Fox, and with us. So get ready, man. Snow says, Micro, great to be here. Justin, FYI. Oh, okay. I see that. Okay. So okay. Let's see here, man. Okay. What would you draft a running back in this year's draft? And if you were to do that, what round? And this is going to also go to the question of the fact of
Yeah.
If we trade back or if we do not have extra picks, what do you do? TA, a Noble Sports, do you draft a running back in this year's draft if we do have an extra pick?
It's no doubt about it. I'm taking a running back. Whether or not I decide which round that I take him in, it's up to me totally. But yes, I take a running back. And when I'm thinking about running backs, I'm thinking about three guys primarily that I would love to get three of these individuals. And that's not saying that, and that's not throwing shade at any other running backs or anything like that, because there's still some sleeper running backs that I want to bring up that nobody else is mentioning. Like also like guys like from Maryland, the guy Anthony McFarland, he is nice as well. He's definitely going to be a nice sleeper running back. Kind of reminds you of a Alvin Kamara type of running back. And then the guy from Vanderbilt, I think his name is Vaughn or something like that. So there's other guys that, and also Moss, you know what I'm saying? Moss from Utah. So there's other guys, sleeper running backs that you can go out the well, but these three guys I covet the most, and that's Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, and Swift. Those are the three running backs that I want to be a part of the team, because you have to take the pressure off Matthew Stafford. You have if you're the Detroit Lions, you recognize that this is Matthew Stafford's 12th season. He hasn't really had everything that he should need to go out there and win, especially having a great offensive line and having a run game that is consistent. And if Stafford has a run game that is consistent, I think that this team will be able to go. Spush, not only having a run game that's consistent, also having a defense that's solid.
I love it, man. Woo! I love it. The general view says I'm loving the positivity. That's what we are about, man. We are all about positivity. No matter what, we are all Lions fans. We love the
Lions, man.
We have been through it all. And you want to know what? What makes it even better is being positive. Even if we suck, guess what? We gonna be happy, because I cannot live.
Don't worry, be happy.
Sing that song, man. Sing that song about don't worry, be happy, man. I want to hear it. Ed Whiten says, you guys are the best co-op team. The flow is fast and fun. Much love, man. I appreciate it again.
Man, thank you, man. We appreciate it, man.
Ed Whiten. We support all Detroit Lions YouTubers, and he's a Detroit Lions YouTuber, and I am fixing to get him on here so we can talk some Lions football and get this thing going. I see we got 69 in the chat. I don't know how many likes there is, but if you can drop
make sure
a
you
like,
guys smash that like button for us, guys.
We got 60 likes and 2 dislikes, so appreciate.
Man, we appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it, man, and that's so kind of you guys taking your time out to do that. Let's see.
Hold on. Mike, something that you just put up on the screen. He said, Taylor has 15. Taylor has 15 fumbles in college. The thing about fumbles is sometimes they can be overrated, and I understand that sometimes you fumble at times. But come on, man, you can't. The production that Taylor put out there, man, is second to none. Just think about what Taylor did. Even though he had those 15 fumbles, Taylor pretty much had almost, and this guy only played 3 seasons in college. He almost rushed for 2,000 yards. I mean, he rushed for 2,000 yards in 2 seasons back to back. But his freshman season, he rushed for 1977, something like that. So he was only like 23 yards away from having 3 seasons that he rushed over 2,000 yards. So when it comes to fumbles and things like that, we can work on that. We can clean that up. Maybe his hands are small. I don't know. But that type of stuff can be cleaned up.
And when you talk like that, my ears get cleaned up because it's music to my ears. You're spitting so much fluid facts. I don't know how to handle myself, man.
That's the lowdown on Taylor, man. Taylor is phenomenal, man. He is phenomenal.
Absolutely. He's a game changer.
And you know what's a game changer is Ed Whiting. He gave me a $2 super chat. Much love, man. One pride or don't ride, or what I say now is one pride or get ran over by a Mack truck. But he has a question. He says, Driscoll or Blau if Stafford goes down. Well, Driscoll's not on our team, but Blau, I think, is. I don't know if he's actually signed. Yeah. But if we're to pick the two, I'm taking Driscoll just because he's a veteran. But what say you guys, man? Well, Driscoll or what?
Well, for me, what do you call it? I mean, Driscoll's not on the team, but Blau is. He's still on his rookie contract. He was a rookie last year. Uh, but give me Blau. I think he did enough last year to win games. It was just our defense that let him down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what never lets me down, and that's Snoyal OG, a $5 super chat.
Shout out.
Man, you're great, man. You're awesome. He says, I love the new show, Mike and Company. Go Lions. Yes, sir. And it is new and improved, and it is Lions Live. And we are fixing to bring you quality content that is music to your ears because we like positivity and we love our Detroit Lions. Thick through thin, it runs through our bloods. We all here for our team, man, and we want Detroit. We want Detroit to be back on top. And here's a question here. I seen it earlier, and I seen this in the news. It says, Lions have multiple meetings with Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert. The Detroit Lions have maintained that they're committed to Matthew Stafford. That is true. We have seen rumors about that. It seems to be happening a lot. I believe personally that this is a smokescreen simply to receive trade compensation for a team to move up to take a Justin Herbert or a Tua Tagovailoa. But what say you guys, Dern? Do you think it's just smoke, or do you think that they actually could take a quarterback?
Well, in my opinion, it better be smoke. Because if we take Tua Tagovailoa, then I am not going to be happy. Because you have Halapoulivaati Vaitai as your blind side blocker. It's not good.
And when you say his name, it's music. Man, I don't know what's going on with. I can't say his name, but
I just get tongue tied.
Halapoulivaati.
I can't say his name. Big V.
There you go.
Man.
That'll work.
All right. Hey, what say you, Travis Troxel from Troxel Sports? Make sure you subscribe to Travis's channel, TA Noble Sports' channel. The Derm, I know we got some stuff brewing, folks. But when you get your YouTube up, we gonna be doing that as well. So subscribe because it's gonna get popping. But what say you, Travis? Do you think that it's legit? Is a possibility that we could actually take a Justin Herbert or a Tua Tagovailoa, or is it just a smokescreen like the Dern suggests that it should be?
I do think it's a smokescreen, especially with the third overall pick. I get why there's a contemplation because obviously, after 2022, Matthew Stafford could get cut, and there's only, I believe, a $6 million cap hit. And then 2022, it's a $3 million cap hit, and he's a free agent. 2021, he could get cut, and it's a $6 million cap hit. So I get why you would kind of think about trading or drafting a quarterback, say with the third pick overall. But I definitely think if it's a win now mandate, and you have to compete for the playoffs. And possibly make the playoffs and try to win a playoff game. Stafford deserves at least that.
Facts.
Facts. He does.
Then, I could definitely see, them using it as a smokescreen in order to trade back with, say, a Miami Dolphins or a LA Chargers or, whoever needs a quarterback.
Man, that's 100%. I mean, we got to win now. And I do believe Stafford deserves to get a playoff win, man.
Yeah,
we have went through so many great players in our generation. I was talking to Durham offline. He was in the era, same with me, that we didn't really get to see Barry Sanders at his very best. We were so young.
Right.
And we missed out with Calvin Johnson. Matthew Stafford is one of these guys where he has been beat up, surgery after surgery, broken spine. He has been through it thick and thin with this team, with this city. And I want to see this man. I want to see this man get a victory for the city of Detroit. I love this city. I love the state of Michigan. I love Detroit. It's the blue collars. It's the blue collar city. Yeah. We don't win World War II without Detroit. We don't start to beat COVID-19 without Detroit pumping out these masks. This is what Detroit's about, man. And I want to see Matthew Stafford. He came in here, he got beat up through all the analysts, through the legacy media, saying that he's an quarterback, quarterback. Well, I want to see this quarterback come in Detroit and get us a victory, and we as fans and the city can celebrate for once in our lives.
Yes. That is the biggest thing. That is the ultimate thing as a Lion fan. The common denominator in the room, fellas, is that you want to see the Detroit Lions win. That's all we want, man, as fans, to be able to be happy about this team, be able to be joyful, man. We've gone through so many seasons where we've lost so many games and things of that nature, and we know what it feels like to lose, but man, will it feel good to win, man, because I think if we win, man, people are going to start turning over cars. All kind of stuff is going. The Lions make it to the Super Bowl, man. It's going to be crazy out there because the people, you know what I'm saying, they really want this, man. The city of Detroit wants this. We want this for Detroit. And I think if Detroit is able to even make it to the playoffs this season, that would be nice, man. But not only just make it, they need to win. They need to win because the last time the Lions was in the playoffs, that was that it really, really meant something was 1991 when they played against the Washington Redskins, where they almost pretty much made it to the Super Bowl, one game short of making that trip to the Super Bowl. And we as Lion fans, we want to see that. That's what we want to see, man. We want to see these guys win.
And I was 6 years old when that happened. And I'm 34, and I want to see a victory. It's been a long time. Dern, I think we're 3 years old or 4 years old, something around there. But Royal Kush 123 dropped me a 199 super chat. You are the best. I'm sure you got the best Kush, and I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you, Royal Kush.
we appreciate it, man, for sure. And we're doing everything we can to bring you the content that you want, man. And so I want Jeff Gladney. I like Jeff Gladney, the cornerback. I think he would be a quality addition if we decided not to go cornerback in the first round. And that's another question I'm going to throw at you, Trox, because I know you're the stats of all stats. You make stats look weak. That's how much you know when it comes to these players in college football. And a guy who's not an on-the-radar individual when it comes to the cornerback position, who is an individual that you would like to see possibly not on the radar as our Lions fans are looking at? Who's an individual you'd say, guys, keep an eye on? That's a guy I think who could be the next Imani Owarie.
I would look at L'Jarius Sneed, cornerback out of Louisiana Tech.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go and do my homework on this guy.
With L'Jarius Sneed, he's an athletic, gifted defensive back with versatility to his game. He keeps the action in front of him, displays solid range, and has terrific burst to the ball. Effective facing the play, nicely covers receivers on crossing patterns. The mixes it up with the opponents, quickly flips his hips. Off the line of scrimmage, he quickly gets his head back around to locate the pass in the air. He does things that you look at corners and you're just like, if we don't get Jeffrey Okudah, and we just get best player available, trade back, trade up, trade here, trade there, or whatever, or even just pick at your regular spot. You could get a guy like a L'Jarius Sneed out of Louisiana Tech. His negatives, though, is he shows a lot of hesitation last year when played at safety. Outside of that, I'm fine with that. If I'm looking for a cornerback, I don't want a safety. I want a corner if I'm looking for a corner. So he fits that mold. He's a phenomenal athlete. I did watch a little bit of Louisiana Tech, and I've seen a lot of positives out of him.
And Joseph Murdoch says Kenny Willekes in the 5th round. That would be if we could get Kenny Willekes in the 5th round, that would be an absolute, to me, that's a value pick there. Dern, what say you when it comes to value pick? Is there an individual out there that people may not know, 4th, a 5th, a 6th round player that we can get to be the next Deshaun Hand that comes out of nowhere and is a great player for us that's a 4th round pick, or a Imani Owarie 5th round pick that we should have stole in the 2nd round? What say you, man? What's an individual, any position that you would say, Detroit Lions fans, take a look at this guy?
Well, the draft always has people that fall big time, like Imani last year for some reason,
Yeah.
or people that are taken way sooner than a lot of analysts think, like hence Kenny Galladay or Tavai. There's always people that are taken at different spots than what some analysts say. AJ Dillon, I think, is a really good running back. He's pretty shifty.
Yeah.
He's pretty speedy for that
Absolutely.
size.
He's pretty big too. Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, and he's pretty fast for being that big. He has power. It's just a lot in one package that would just help us, in my opinion.
Snoil OG, he says, Mike, you gonna be on for every round of the draft? That is not a dumb question, and yes, I am gonna be round 1 through 7. And we are going to be live. Not 100% sure exactly what channel it's going to be on, but stay alert, stay alive, because we will be live and we are building something that's going to be extremely impressive, fantastic, and you're going to absolutely love it. We're going to have commentary about this NFL draft in the likes that could be the best on YouTube. So if you guys are wanting to not just watch ESPN, not just watch NFL Network, we fixing to have a really something special here on YouTube. You can have both up. You can hear us talk about what's taking place. So yes, we are going to be here for the draft because we are Detroit Lions fans, and it is crazy the amount of, even a 7th round pick we fall in love with, Bo Benshaw, undrafted free agent. That was my guy. And this is.
Can I talk about this question right here for Marcus Willis?
Kill it right now.
He says, I don't understand why everyone isn't talking about selecting a wide receiver. And I completely agree. We don't have a wide receiver that's under contract after this year, barring we resign Galladay. But it's 100% truth. No one is talking about it. And a lot of people are saying we don't need one. Well, my question is why? We need people that will be here, because Amendola is not going to be after this year. So my question is, why do people think that we don't need a wide receiver?
We do need a wide receiver.
We do need one.
And
absolutely.
If we took, I think Donovan Peoples-Jones, I had him mocked a couple to me in the 3rd round. We have 2 3rd-round picks. If we took a wide receiver, say in, I don't know, the 3rd round, I'm not going to be upset about it because we do need a wide receiver. Folks, Marvin Jones, this is his last year with the Detroit Lions, and Danny Amendola, I think this is his last year as well. We do need to groom a wide receiver to be with Kenny Galladay, the great KG. And if we got extra picks, guys, we have 9 picks right now. I feel we're going to have more. There's no reason to not take a wide receiver and groom one for the future. It's better to groom players than it is to pick up in free agency. That is how you build a fantastic roster via free agency. Facts. And Truth Teller 2011 dropped me a $6 super chat. First off, man, you are a super subscriber. Much love. Truly appreciate it. And his
appreciate you, Truth Teller.
And I'm going to throw this to the Durham, man. He says, is Okudah a little overrated? If you look at the top 5 cornerbacks in the league, all of them ran a 4.4 or less. Previous top cornerbacks drafted were 4.4 or less. So do you think he's a little bit overrated?
I do not. I like to watch his tape, and he's in man-to-man coverage, and that's what we do. He sticks with his guy almost all the time. He's hardly picked on. They just don't throw his way. The only time I will look at the speed if it's like a tease taper where it's a huge drop-off.
Oh, yeah. I think he'll be a very quality player for us if we decided to go the route of cornerback. It just depends who you talk to. A lot of people really turn this guy up to be the second coming of Deion Sanders. I don't think that's the case. But I feel that he could definitely be a quality player in this league for sure. So, let's see. Ramon says, can't wait to see Mike's reaction at Tua at 3. I tell you, if we draft Tua at 3, you guys are going to want to be live for my reaction.
Right. When we drafted Ebron, I broke a chair.
Hey, if we draft Tua at 3, man, I'm gonna be outside doing burpees, man.
We draft two. I'll take a shot.
Right.
Not only will he take a shot of an alcohol, but he'll take a shot at the wall. There'll be a hole.
Yeah. I'll have one less furniture again.
I initially will laugh, guys. I would just laugh if we take a cornerback, and then my sanity would set in, and then I think my anger would go up.
Yes, I would be crazy. I would turn to like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, man.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Let's see if AJ Epinesa is available at 35. The Lions should be running to the podium. Should we get him? Yes, and can I do yes squared? Yeah. This guy was literally. He was supposed to be a between a 10 and 15 pick, and if he falls to the second round because of a combine performance, you're getting that's a value pick, absolute value pick.
Man, and it's kind of crazy because that you guys said that, because if he happens to fall there, and you have to decide between, okay, do I want this running back or do I want him? Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a hard one, guys. That's gonna be a hard one right there. Who do I want, the running back, or do I want him more?
Yeah, I can see, because I know
him.
Yeah, I know that TA though, he love
you picking him. Okay,
you know who you
get
love,
a good
man.
running back later on.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do like the defensive line.
We could.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. The defense does have to get better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. That's no doubt about it. The defense has to get better, because with the way they played piss poor last season, and you can't be doing it this season. You have to be better on defense.
Let's put it this way, though. If he's on the board and a Swift is on the board and we decide to go one or the other, I'm not going to complain, guys, because you're taking pick-ins of just kind of whatever they want to build upon. Quality players, you're not going to hear me complain about it. I'm not going to be upset either way. It kind of reminded me of when we had what was it? Josh Allen was on the board. I would have taken Josh Allen over TJ Hockenson. It's one of those deals where
I would have too. I would have
been like that. Yeah. And so I see a lot of stuff coming
because it's
in
crazy
here,
that you said you would have did that.
Go ahead, man. Keep killing it up,
it's
man.
crazy, Mike, that you said that you would. It's crazy that you said you would have did that, because pretty much that's the position that we kind of need again this season. So if we could have got Josh Allen last year, I think we would have been able to build on that defense. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that TJ Hockenson was a bust or anything of that nature. It was his rookie season. He ended up getting hurt in his rookie season. He did start out really, really well, and everybody was dropping their jaws because they were saying that this guy was going to be amazing. But he still can be amazing, man. They have to target him more and things of that nature this season, and they have to be able to target the tight ends a little bit more too. But definitely, man, if they grabbed Josh Allen's last year, man, it would have been bananas on that defense.
Dude, imagine if we had a Josh Allen and Trey Flowers, and somehow we landed Chase Young.
Oh man, that's overkill.
Man,
it'd be waves of smiles, man.
Hey, we'll be the ferocious Lions.
Oh man, we would be. I would be. You wouldn't be hearing a lot of screaming from me, except for joy. I got a question for Travis here, man. In this draft, any player or position, preferably a player, what is one player that you covet in this draft where you say, man, I want the Lions to get this guy. This is my guy. This is Trav's guy. This is the guy that I want to see wear the Honolulu blue and silver and wreak havoc in this year coming up.
Man, that is a loaded question because, depending on the round, I got guys that, if they fall to that pick, like, is the guy that, you can't miss on. But if it has to be one guy out the whole entire draft, man, I would definitely have to say, AJ Epinesa, because I feel like if you can solidify that defensive line and you get him, say, in the second round, you got, 6 other rounds that you're filling talent. And the first round doesn't have to be a defensive end if Chase Young is gone.
Right.
I like it, man.
Maybe you go a Derek Brown and a AJ Epinesa.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that pick, man. Dern, what say you? What is one player you want to see our beloved Detroit Lions pick up? We can root for with the Honolulu and blue when he goes against the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Trubisky's. What is one player you covet you want to see the Lions pick up in this year's draft?
I'm going to give you two of them. Okay.
Ooh,
My first
like it.
one. My first one is I've been saying this before the scouting combine, and then everyone kind of saw him, Mekhi Becton. I know it's probably not going to happen, but how could you not like a dude that is 6'7", 364 pounds? He runs a 5'10", 40. How do you not like that?
Yeah, that's
mm,
crazy.
Dude is huge. He
man.
can run block. He can pass block. He can play both sides for tackle. How can you not like that?
Ooh,
Ooh.
you gotta like that. You gotta like that.
Absolutely.
I think Bo Benshaw would like that.
Right. And here's the
Absolutely.
second
You
one
think,
for
Bo?
you. So we were talking about wide receivers before, right? Okay, what's better than one Kenny Galladay? How about two Kenny Galladays? Tyler Johnson from Minnesota. He's almost exactly like Kenny Galladay. And you're going to get him around the same time as you got Kenny Galladay. The dude's fast. He can jump for the ball. He's pretty good at catch. He drops a couple here and there, but just like Kenny Galladay, he's almost exactly like him.
I love that. I think that's a fantastic man. That's an individual that no one's paying attention to, and it makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense. Having two Kenny G's, a guy grooming for the future, and that would be one sick pick. That was a great one. What say you, TA? Before I get to the UTA, Ed Whiten dropped me another $2 super chat. He is a super subscriber.
Man, don't do it, Ed.
And he is on fire today. Again, he is a Detroit Lions YouTuber as well. So subscribe to his channel. And because we support all Detroit Lions YouTubers. But he says, before I get to UTA, says, to you all, if you had two pick Lions 9 draftees, who's you picking? If you had the second pick in Lions, so second pick in the second round or the second pick overall in the draft? If it's the second pick overall, Chase Young, I mean, that's guaranteed for me. When it comes to in the second round, if we can, I don't know if Cesar Ruiz is going to be there, but if we could pick up a Cesar Ruiz, I would like that for sure. Now, TA, what say you? A player you covet, a guy you say, man, I want to see the Detroit Lions have this guy. I want him in the Honolulu blue. I want to see this guy rough up the NFL and bring Detroit back on the map. Who's that guy for us? Let the subscribers know.
Okay, It's a two for it's a 1 for 2, whatever you want to call it, 2 for 1. I got two players on my mind, and I'm thinking about a receiver. Now, if you, I don't know if you guys are from, okay, that's the only one. Okay, I'm thinking about no other than this guy. I could say Donovan Peoples-Jones, but it's another guy that I got on my mind too as well. Gabriel Davis from Central Florida. Gabriel Davis is nice. This kid is nice. He's already been learning from guys like Brandon Marshall. You know what I mean? Because Brandon Marshall went to the same school. So he's been talking with him, learning with him. Man, this dude is nice. And in his college season last year, he had 72 catches for 1,241 yards and 12 touchdowns. I want that on my team. I want production like that on my team. If you can get two guys, Kenny Galladay and another guy that can go over 1,000 yards, and these guys are dangerous out on the field, I want that. That's the type of player I want. So, guys, make sure you check Gabriel Davis out because this dude is nice.
Like that pick. I like that pick. I'm going to go in an insane route, and this guy's out of Texas Tech in the 7th round. We can't miss out on Braden Mann, the punter.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
I thought you was gonna say the Hamburglar.
Look, I
the
think
Detroit Lions select the
I don't
Hamburglar.
think the Hamburglar will be readily available in the 7th round, man.
Yeah, he might go high.
He gonna be available, I think, in the top 5 picks.
He's rising.
He's got the same colors as the referees, and if you can have the same colors as the referees, that's a guaranteed win, man. That's a guaranteed win. But I feel we need to get a punter. I know that sounds crazy. I was like, punter, Mike is saying, with all these players out there, we got defensive ends, we got offensive line. He's saying, punter, well, we need one, man. We need to have a punter. Sam Martin is not here anymore, and his name is Man. That alone should get him drafted, in my opinion, because he would be the man.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Oh, I don't
He's
want
the
to
man.
Oh, man. I can see him do a bad punt. Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What say you guys out there, man? Let us know who you want out there, no matter what, a player you covet that we may have not talked about. I would love to hear and see it. Maybe we'll talk about it. I don't know. But
Marcus Willis said something. Marcus Willis said something in the chat. He said Van Jefferson from Florida.
Van Jefferson. Okay. I was hearing about him. I think that would be very, very intriguing as well. We could get a receiver in the fourth this year. Who could see the field, unlike last year. Yeah, I agree. I think they could, because we have a lot of. I think there's definitely going to be injuries this year. We've seen when Marvin Jones, he would go out a little bit, and Danny Amendola, and so I think we're going to have Hall as well on our wide receiver depth. And I think if we take a wide receiver in the fourth round, they'll probably be our fifth one, and they could see some times for sure. And that's why it's important, man. What if Kenny Galladay goes down, guys?
Absolutely.
What if Marvin Jones goes down, guys?
You got to have somebody else. Yeah, that's true.
And so if you can get a guy in the fourth that can contribute, I'm all down for it, for sure. And, it's just important to look at all aspects of players, even though we're strength at wide receiver. Next year, we're not. Kirkland Pratt, my guy, again, dropped another $5 chat.
Kirkland, you're too generous, man. You're too generous.
You're too generous. I truly appreciate it. Everyone that's dropping these super chats, man, I really appreciate it. It's humbling, and I love it, man. I absolutely appreciate it. It will go back into the channel, and we're building something. We are building something.
Now,
go ahead.
Hey, now, Mike, that you said that, I just want to kind of state my claim on Imani Owarie. I want to talk about him for a second. I did a video on Imani Owarie, and I talked about basically, like in this video, I know as fans last season, we were very, very excited, and we were very happy to get Imani Owarie. We felt like Imani Owarie was pretty much a top pick that could have been taken in the second round, but he ended up falling humbly all the way down to the fifth round. And what I want to say about Imani Owarie is simply this. I know that the Lions are thinking about possibly bringing in Jeff Okudah, but man, Imani Owarie, this is a fun fact about him. Him and Darius Slay tied the team last year with the most interceptions, which was 2. And that was pretty good for Imani Owarie, who only played 9 games last year in limited action. And as the season had progressed, Imani got better. And that's what you want to see out of your fifth round picks. That's what you want to see. That's when you know that it's truly a steal. When you can develop a guy and allow that guy to get out there on the field, and you see this guy perform at a high level, and you say, man, this guy is it. And I definitely think that Imani Owarie has the it factor. This guy is going to be nice if he continues to work on his craft. And only thing that I saw from Imani that he needs to work on, and that's just to be able to turn his head around. Once he works on that, because he pretty much keeps up with the receivers, once he does that, I think this guy is going to be all world. And I think that the Detroit Lions really, really got something special in Imani Owarie. What do you guys got to say about Imani?
I say, why do I have to speak after you just spoke?
I'm sorry, Mike.
So I'm going to throw it to Dern, because I can't speak. And I know Dern, he has the ability to follow something like that. I don't. The mic was dropped, and I'm just looking at the air.
Like you said, the only problem with Imani is he needs to learn to turn his head around. In my opinion, he could watch the quarterback's eyes, but that's a whole different scheme with like zone and everything to watch the quarterback's eyes too. He pretty much said it all, though. I can't really follow up.
Man, it's hard to follow up when TA's on fire because when he's on fire, you just need to get out of the way. But Travis
He on
Troxel,
fire?
Troxel Sports,
Up in here.
he's up in here, Travis.
It's going down.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here.
Up in here.
When TA is singing and he just spit facts about Imani Owarie, and I gotta literally hand the ball off to Travis here. How do you follow up on this when it comes to Imani?
He's a great athlete, young talent. He's going to be a phenomenal, addition, into the starting lineup. I do think that he's going to be a day one starter. Now, the reason why I would be so high on a Jeff Okudah
Ooh, okay. I like this take.
is because what happens if a Trufant goes down?
Oh, you got next.
Imani would be taking over for Trufant. Who's going to take over for Imani?
Please no, Colin.
D
virgin. D virgin.
Oh God. They gonna make him a virgin again.
Oh no! That just happened.
He just dropped the mic.
Alexander,
I'm not a big fan of him.
He just dropped the mic.
Alexander Kamara, he's asked this question a couple times, and he says, is Geno Stone a good draft pick? I'm not actually familiar with him. Does anybody know who this guy is? Because I'm not 100%
Geno Stone?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
I am not familiar with Geno Stone. I got to go. Yeah, I got to do my homework.
I got to do my homework, but I'm going to do my homework.
I'm pretty sure he's from Iowa.
Okay. Do you know anything about this guy?
Not too much. I've heard his name a couple times, but I haven't really looked at his profile or anything yet. I haven't watched any tape.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know he's from Iowa.
Joseph,
I think he's a defensive end.
Okay.
Maybe, no.
Hey, I love if we can get more ends on there, but I have to actually look to see who he is. Joseph says affix the D line with Brown. The secondary will be fine. Yeah, I'm all for it with taking Derek Brown if that's the route they want to go. To me, for whatever reason, he's fallen out of favor with some people in the legacy media, but he is a fantastic player and he can disrupt offensive lines. And it would be something that we really, really need. We had Snacks Harrison. He did well half a year one, but when we did not have the ability to penetrate offensive lines, our defense took a big time fall. I think he can fill that spot for sure if we decided to go that route. Marcus Willis says he likes Kinlaw. I love Kinlaw. I know the Dern.
I like Kinlaw better.
Yeah, Kinlaw's
talk
nice.
About Kinlaw, Dern. This is a guy you covet.
Okay. So why would you want a guy that does one thing really well when you can get a guy like Kinlaw that does two things really well in stuffing the run and rushing the passer? That's what I don't get. You want more versatility, don't you? Instead of just one thing stuff in the run. Fact. That's why I like him more than Brown.
Yeah,
Brown can't rush the passer. He's just another Snacks.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And
he's going to smash us too.
You can get him in a trade back too if that's the route they really wanted to go. You can do that in a trade back, and I think that would be a quality scenario if they decided to go that route for sure. I'm going to switch this up a little bit, and this is a kind of interesting fact because the Lions are in a mix of a lot of trade rumors. I mean, it seems every trade rumor you're hearing about the Detroit Lions. I mean, we're talking trading back. We're trying to accumulate picks, and way to do that with the Miami Dolphins, with the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, you're hearing many teams. Yep. Travis, what say you? What is one trade rumor you want to see occur that the Lions are involved in, and what's actually plausible?
I really want us to trade with the Miami Dolphins. I think they got the most picks in the draft, so they got the most freedom to trade up or trade down. And if they really want a Tua, they got enough ammunition. You might as well move up, go make sure you guarantee your guy. Or if it's a Justin Herbert or whoever the quarterback they want, go ahead and solidify your quarterback position. With your other picks, you build an offensive line around him, and get some a tight end, a wide receiver, running back, or whatever you need, and build an actual franchise around your guy. They have
Okay.
enough ammunition in order to do so. So
Yeah.
that's where I
Yeah.
say if anything, if any trade scenario, let it be the Miami Dolphins. And they've been
Yeah.
public about Tua.
I'm
Yeah.
with you. I think what the trade that I want to see is to pick up 2 second-round picks or a first and a second-round pick with the Miami Dolphins. That's what I would like to see, because then at that point we could pick up AJ Epinesa in the late first round. We can pick up a running back, and we originally have our second-round pick where we could take a guard. And I think right there we would be killing 2 stones with 1 bird, and that would be a great idea for our Detroit Lions. Darren, what say you? Trade scenario that we've been hearing. We're hearing with the Chargers, the Dolphins. We're hearing even Panthers. We're hearing everything. What's a logical trade scenario? Because you're like me, you believe that this will occur. What is the scenario do you want to see occur with what team, and what do you want to receive in the trade?
It'll be to whoever gives the most, and the most logical is probably, like you said, Miami. They have the most. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about even the Raiders. There's a lot of teams that are actually
Yeah.
looking to trade up with us. I think the most logical is either Miami Chargers or probably the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are the 3, in my
Yep.
opinion, that will happen
And
more.
what's interesting about the Jaguars, and we talked about it earlier, and I seen a comment here, is Yannick Ngakoue. He does not want to be with Jacksonville. And there is a possibility that Jacksonville's sitting there saying, okay, Gardner Minshew is not the guy we really think that is going to be our franchise quarterback. We want to go get a Tua Tagovailoa. We want to go get a Justin Herbert. And the Detroit Lions,
Right.
they need help on that defensive line. Yannick Ngakoue could help in that scenario. So it's very possible a situation that we could see. I think they're a dark horse trade candidate. Let's say that, a dark horse, someone that is not in the mainstream that we're hearing. But what say UTA when it comes to a trade scenario, a logical trade with what partner, and what do you want to receive in return?
Man, when I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at the scenarios that's out there that's set on the table, Miami definitely is the number 1 option. Just like the fella said, I would definitely go with Miami. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for capital. So I'm looking for possibly where can I get the most picks? Where can I get something that's going to help my team? Because basically, if I'm trading down, there's a possibility that I'm going to miss out on the top guys like Chase Young, Isaiah Simmons, Jeff Okudah, some of these other guys that they're saying top 10 guys. If I trade down with certain teams, I could possibly lose that. Now I'm going at the teams that have a lot of picks and capital. So if you got like multiple picks in the first round, or you have multiple picks in the second round, those are the teams that I'm really getting my focus on, and those are the teams that I want to go after. You can say guys like the Raiders, who have 2 picks in the first round, but do I want to drop as low as the Raiders? I don't know. I think the Raiders have the 9th pick or something like that.
12th pick.
12.
And
The 12th.
the
Okay, the 12th pick. Okay, the 12th pick, and so I'm looking at the Raiders. I'm looking at the Jags. I'm looking at all the teams that got multiple picks that can give me something. Because if I'm going to lose out on a star player like those guys that are projected to go really high, then I want to make sure that I'm going to get the best possible assets to my team, because I'm looking for plug and play guys right away. So I have to be able to capitalize on that.
What's going on, Buffed Up, man? Welcome to the chat. He says, Miami's not trading. Please erase that as a possibility. To a Herbert will naturally fall to them. That's possible. It's a very possible situation.
Because Miami can stay at 5. Yeah, they don't have to go anywhere.
I mean, and they're playing very good when it comes to their poker face right now, because they're not giving anything away. My poker face. So, I mean, they're doing that. And we just need a competition with another team. 2 teams wanting to covet a player. That's all we need. Hopefully that occurs, but it's very possible that Buffed Up, a guy who's been subbed to me for a year now, is that we don't trade back. So it's very possible. That is very, very possible.
My question for that is, what makes him think that the Giants won't trade back if another team wants to come up and get the second quarterback?
That's true.
The Giants are looking to trade out as well.
That's true.
So he might not fall.
You know, and I will say this about Jacksonville. I know that they want to give every possibility to Gardner Minshew. So, you know, I don't think that they're going to trade up for a quarterback, but, you know, maybe they move up for a, you know,
Simmons.
wide receiver or absolutely, or Isaiah Simmons.
I seen at Detroit Scoop. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat before. If you're new, man, welcome to the chat. We do live shows. It will be every Tuesday and Thursday between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time. Not only that, I drop Detroit Lions content. So does everybody on this panel. TA does sports, period. Troxel does every single thing you can think of. He is a Swiss Army knife. He is Isaiah Simmons of the NFL draft. Dern is going to be new to this YouTube thing, but this guy is so educated when it comes to everything Detroit Lions, and I love it, man. I love that he's up here with us. So I'm excited for the future, what's bringing for our Detroit Lions. So it's getting really, really great. Let's see here. Everyone in here, 81, needs to post to other NFL teams, call sports radio shows, and tell them Detroit is taking Tua. I 100% agree. Every single one.
We're taking Tua.
They just better not do it.
Don't do it, but just let people think we're going to do it.
It's all a mirage. It's just a mirage.
Absolutely.
That is a mirage we need, because I want capital.
Show me the capital.
Show me the capital because I want it.
Oscar Betty says he's friends with JMO and Detroit Drew, and he heard of us all. Yeah, man, those guys are great. I got much love for those guys, man. And
they're fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to those guys, man.
Absolutely.
A big shout out to those guys. Now I'm gonna switch this completely up, this conversation, and I want to hear you guys in the chat as well. But this coming up season, who is the MVP for our Detroit Lions? It could be offense. It could be defense. It could be special teams. It could be Rory. Who is the MVP?
It better not be Rory.
Dern, what say you? Who is your MVP you believe is going to be stellar for our team this year? Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. I'm going to throw it to you, Trox. Who is your MVP this year for our Detroit Lions?
You know what? I'm going to say Frank Ragnow.
Ooh, didn't expect it. Love it.
Offensive lineman.
Yep. I think he brings the most heart on that offensive line. He's smart with his with not, giving up penalties.
Right.
And, he stays with his man and does his job. How can you not?
I see Staffords. Wow. I see Praters. I see smash that like button. I seen that we went from 4 to 3.
Kenny G, baby.
Kenny G. I see the Raiders. What was it?
David Blau.
Okay, Durham back, man. David Blau.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem at all. What say you, Durham, man? Who is your MVP? Now, Trox, he said the center. I loved it, man. But who's your MVP for our Detroit Lions?
Well, as we saw when Stafford went down, it went to hell. So if he can stay up, I'm sure we were in almost every single game last year, if you look at it, except for the Minnesota games. So I'm assuming that if Stafford was there, we would have won at least a couple more games. And so if he stays up, I think we'd have a much, much better season.
Now, Morgan Trice says the referee. I think that's the most hated player for our Detroit Lions.
That's Green Bay.
Oh, man. That was the worst.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. What say you, TA? What say you? Who is your MVP? I'm seeing a lot of Staffords. I'm seeing Matty Prater. I'm seeing Braden Mann. Much love to Braden Mann. Detroit Scoop. He's saying Imani Owarie. I love that pick, Scoop.
Wow, that's a good pick, man.
What say you?
I'm going to go with my main man who's up for that big contract, it looks like, Kenny G. I think Kenny G is going to have another 1,000-yard season. So you better go ahead and you might as well go ahead and pay him now, because if he has another 1,000-yard season, man, he gonna be wanting some money.
Oh yeah.
So you better go ahead and the Lions got some money to play around with. Go ahead and sign Lions. Don't take that loan to sign Kenny G. Go ahead and sign him right now, because you already know he was a steal. I remember. Hey, this is crazy though, guys. I remember talking about Kenny G when he first came to the Lions. I said, this kid is going to be a star. When I first seen him, I'm like, man, this guy's going to be good, man. And years later, it come to fruition. Kenny G has been a solid player and a great pick for Bob Quinn. So pay the man.
Can I help this right here?
Know why
that's my
Jump
MVP.
In, Dern. Jump in, Dern.
All right. So who led the league in touchdown catches this year? Kenny Galladay.
And
how many quarterbacks did he have to do it with? Three. He had to do it with three different quarterbacks. The second round of Driscoll. Four. Okay. So he had to do it with Driscoll. He had to do it with Blau, who is an undrafted free agent quarterback, and he still leads the league in touchdowns.
That's crazy.
And over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. You guys can't forget about what do you call it? What was his name? That he got hurt. And then we cut him.
My
Josh
ego
Johnson?
when I seen the Lions went.
It wasn't Josh.
Yeah, Josh
Johnson.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if he played in the regular season or not.
I thought it was preseason.
Yeah, he's just
he played in the preseason. Yeah.
Okay, then it was 3. Okay.
Yeah, it was 3. Yep.
Let's see here. I'm gonna throw a little bit of different one here. First off, Rory is a player up that was on my list. I feel like, man, he gets the crowd going. Definitely. I thought Deshaun Hand. Oh, that was a guy on my list for sure. Trey Flowers on my list. Stafford, obviously. Man, but I'm gonna tell you this. This is who my MVP is. This is the guy. Offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell. He is the MVP right there.
Wow, Mike, I wouldn't have never thought about picking him.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Darrell Bevell. He took this team last year with backup quarterbacks, and we were still a top 10 offense.
And backup running backs.
We had
everybody was hurt.
I could have been a running back, and he would have made me look good. And I can't run.
Right.
This guy had a depleted roster when it comes to this offense, and we was still going down and doing our thing. So I feel now with the healthy Matthew Stafford, with Bo Scarborough going to be starting week 1 in the game, not saying starter, we're going to have a better offensive line, because I think we're going to take a tackle or a guard, just depending where Big V goes. Right. And I think we're going to build upon this offense, and we're going to be a top 5 offense and win football games, because in the fourth quarter, we cannot be stopped when we're running the football. I do believe we're going to be able to run the football, and I do believe we're going to utilize tight ends. And this is going to be due to Darrell Bevell and his brainiac schemes on the offense. We got rid of KFC the year before. He turned it around last year. Stafford went down. We still was doing well. I think Stafford plays. I think Darrell Bevell is going to lead us, guys. Lead us to the playoffs.
Absolutely. And the thing about it too, the thing about the Lions last season that had everybody going crazy is that the Lions were in a lot of these games and they couldn't close the games out. And when you're coming into this season, that's something that they definitely need to work on, being able to close the game out. You know what I'm saying? If you got the lead and whatever you can do in your power, try to close the game out, man.
Run the ball.
So that you can win that football game, man.
Hey, Darren, can you say that again? I heard the word run the football. Can you
run
explain?
the goddamn ball?
Oh, man.
Why is it important to run the football?
Choose the goddamn time.
Oh, man.
It's so important to run the football, and it will relieve Mr. Matthew Stafford from all the pressure that he has had for so many times. So,
yep.
I think if we can run the football, we have a shot. I know a lot of people are not giving our Detroit Lions a lot of shot this year, but I do think we have a shot. We do have a shot. And guys, it's one pride. It's us versus everybody. It's Detroit versus everybody. So let's get it. Let's get it. And before I get to the questions, because you guys, your questions are coming up, I got one more question to ask to the fellas on the stream. I'm going to start with Travis Troxel here. And so think of questions, guys. Think of questions. And if I don't get to it, it's because I missed it. It's not because I'm being rude. It's because my eyes are not perfect. But Travis Troxel, what is your favorite Detroit Lions memory of all time?
Man, I'm going to take it back to 91. I'm going to take it back to the first home game that we actually was in the playoffs, and we won with Barry Sanders. He made the entire Dallas Cowboys defense look silly. And the one thing about Barry Sanders a lot of people don't really think about is he actually led the league in negative yardage, but still was putting up video game numbers.
Right.
So my favorite Lions memory has to be, Barry Sanders at the Pontiac Silverdome, 1991, made the Dallas Cowboys look silly. And anytime our Detroit Lions can make Dallas look silly, I'm absolutely loving it.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to tell you my game. And this is not that long ago. We had Reggie Bush. Chris Durham caught a pass. He got out of bounds. I think there was like 40 seconds on the board. Matthew Stafford turned around, threw it to Calvin Johnson. He caught it, landed at the 1-yard line. Matthew Stafford screaming at the offensive line. He's saying, get to the line, get to line. He's screaming at him. His arms going forward. The line's getting up there, and he stands there. He looks, and he jumps over, gets a touchdown with 14 seconds. The crowd's going crazy. Reggie Bush jumps on Stafford's back, and then there's a picture of Des Bryant freaking out. That was the greatest moment of
you have just been mossed.
Career. That was a good one, man. That was good.
Was a good one.
Darren, what say you, man? What was your favorite Detroit Lions moment?
Well, you just stole my thunder, so let me think of another one quick. I had it all hyped up and everything too. All right, so one of the first times I watched Stafford, they're playing the Browns, two really bad teams, He's back to pass, and it's supposed to be the last play of the game. He chucks it deep. When he gets hit while he throws, his shoulder's out. Okay, he goes to the side. There's pass interference, so there's another play. Culpepper's about to come in, and they're going to say hike for the play to start going, and then the Browns take a timeout for some stupid reason. And then Stafford gets up. He tells everyone to get off of him, even though they're trying to keep him on the sideline. He goes and throws the winning touchdown to Brandon Pettigrew.
That was one of the greatest moments of all time. I'll never forget.
Absolutely.
If you need me to throw the ball, I could throw the ball. Get off me. TA, man, what say you, man?
Man, one of my greatest memories of the Detroit Lions, and it's not too long ago, man. This guy was on the team, and that's no other than Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, you are ridiculous.
Megatron got it. Oh, baby, he did it.
The game
again.
that Megatron broke the single season for the most yards in one game. Yeah, he had like 329 yards receiving.
Yeah.
That was a crazy game because they hyped that game up so much, and they was at that time Des Bryant was one of the top receivers in the league too as well, and they were just talking about how good Dez was and that, and Calvin Johnson came in there and shut everything down. He shut it all down. 329 yards. That was crazy.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
That was sick, man. I love Megatron, man, and hopefully he can give us a shout out here soon. Because Megatron, I know a lot of people not happy with what taking place in the offseason, but Megatron gave me so many good times. I seen all his games.
Absolutely.
That was on my era, man. Megatron got it. I loved hearing seeing him just destroy defense.
Oh, Cincinnati
Hey,
Bengals and the
did you
triple threat.
Oh,
Yeah, hey, you remember that catch he had on Cincinnati Bengals when he
Like
caught it
three
on
people
three?
around him.
Yep.
Oh my!
I watched the game last night. It was against the Dallas game. He caught the ball and he's running, and there's 4 Dallas defenders. he looks like a building compared to these guys.
Man,
like,
Calvin has some amazing catches, man.
His catch radius was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is such an awesome player, man. And I hope we get a player like that on defense this year because we need it. But folks, it is your time to ask us questions, and we shall answer because this live stream is all about the subscribers. We're all pride. We are all in this together. And we love hearing from you. So we're going to go ahead and get some questions from you, and we shall answer. If you want to ask the Dern or Trox or TA or myself solo, we can do the Hans solo right there. But if you want to ask us as a group, we can do Hans Bolo as well. So Peace and Quiet says, do you think the new defensive coordinator will have much of an impact this year? I'm going to say yes, because I feel like Pasqualoni was so bad that even if this guy is just being alive is better, it's going to help us out. Our defense was so bad last year, and I don't know if it can get much worse. And I think that we got a fresh start from this guy from the Eagles. I think he will implement a better scheme fit, and I think that'll help us out. What say you guys, man? What say you, Travis? Do you think that Unland is going to be better than Pasqualoni?
Oh, absolutely. Why? Because he's not Paul Pasqualoni.
Yeah, facts.
Facts.
We don't need pepperonis.
If you want pepperonis, go order a pizza.
Hey, I like Hungry Howie's, but I don't like Pasqualoni's. That's for sure. Dern, man, what say you? Do you think we're going to get a little bit better with Unland compared to pepperonis?
Well, the best thing about it is you can't get much worse than what we were. So it was almost a historic low for the Lions defense. The good thing about Unland is, do you remember when the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl? He was their defensive backs coach. And their defensive backs were insane that year. So I'm hoping he can bring a little bit of that magic to our defensive backs. So, yes, I think he will be be better than Pasqualoni.
Absolutely. I'm in agreement there. And I'm sure, TA, do you want to add anything to that question?
Yeah, pretty much with Unland, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he's, this is his first time probably getting a shot at the defensive coordinator position because he's been, I think, a defensive backs coach. Mm-hmm. I think it'll kind of start off a little slow with them, but I think he'll pick up. Hopefully, Matt Patricia, I know it's his defense. Hopefully he gives him the opportunity to mix it up a little bit. I want to see the defense be able to blitz a little bit more this season than they did last year. So I definitely think that Unland will be he'll start off slow, but I think as the season progresses, I think he'll get better and he'll understand what he's doing out there as a coordinator.
Alexander says, if we get Clowney and Yannick Ngakoue and Gallimore and draft AJ Epinesa, how would you feel? This is how I would feel. I feel like God would have let angels down. If our defensive line consists of Yannick Ngakoue, Clowney and Gallimore and AJ Epinesa, I'm going to be doing backflips. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't do backflips, but I will be doing a backflip.
Hey, I'll be right behind you, Mike. I'm trying to do some backflips with you.
Hey, can you say one word with me? Dominant. Man, we dominate.
We'll
be dominant.
It would be waves of love. It would be waves of tsunamis. It would be so glorious if that were to occur. I would be so happy. What's going on, Mars Landy, man? Welcome to the chat. Let's see. Antonio Hightower says, with how deep this draft is at linebacker, would you draft Jared Davis replacement just in case he disappoints again? And because, in my opinion, only Jelani Tavai is a linebacker of the future. Yes, I definitely believe that. I am fine with them taking a linebacker for sure. If they feel that Jared Davis is not going to live up to. Really, he hasn't lived up to his draft spot, in all honesty. And if they feel that they need to take a linebacker to push him a little bit, I am for that because it is very deep at linebacker. You are 100% correct. What say you, Travis, man? I seen your mock draft. I know how you feel on some of these linebackers.
I mean, it depends. If we get more picks, okay, I would definitely try to look at linebacker. But if we just have, our 9 picks, why would we spend all that money in free agency for linebackers if we're going to just go out and get a cheaper linebacker via the draft? They're probably going to be better than what we spent. So it doesn't make sense as a token of like, okay, I spent money via free agency. That was one of the biggest positions we spent on. And then go around and draft, spending draft capital if we only have 9 picks. Now, if we have multiple picks, like, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 picks, absolutely I'm going to look at linebackers and, maybe I can move around and, try to put together a great team around, Jelani Tavai.
Yeah, I think that would be a sound decision for sure. Now, Scoop said he wouldn't want all those guys due to cost, and I get that for sure, man. So I understand that part. Durham, what say you, man? Do you feel that we could draft the replacement of Jared Davis? So be it in this draft.
Depends who falls where. If we're going later, I like a guy like Malik Harrison from Ohio State. I think he'd be pretty good on our team with Jamie Collins, can teach him something. But I do think we need an outside linebacker to replace Denard.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Kennard, yeah.
Royal Kush 123
Kennard,
dropped another super chat, $1.99. He says, "Are we kings of the jungle this season?" Royal Kush with Kush, we're definitely going to be kings of the jungle this season. And I will
absolutely.
As long as you roll them.
Right.
No matter what, how this season goes, I'm gonna do this Detroit Lions talk anyways because I love it, man. I love talking Detroit Lions. I talk of football. So no matter how the season goes, we're going to be kings of this jungle because one pride is big. It's massive. It's rolling. And if you want to get in the way, you're going to get hit over like a Mack truck. So definitely, man, I do think we're going to go to the playoffs, though. I do see us making a playoff run here. Ooh, here's a good one. Do you see us being the next 49ers this year? By Dominic Gomez. I'm going to answer this yes and a no. No for the fact that the 49ers, what they did was historically unprecedented. They went from the second overall pick to the Super Bowl, and that's just something that doesn't happen. It does not happen. They had such a good draft. I mean, getting Bosa, taking the wide receiver that really helped them out on the offense, and then they got the quarterback back. Unprecedented. With that said, I do believe we're going to go from a 3-12-1 team to a playoff berth team because in the same sense that Matthew Stafford was hurt last year, just like Garoppolo was, I feel like we're going to get Stafford back. I feel we're going to be able to run the football just like the 49ers did. And I do feel like our pass rush is going to get better. Now, we're not going to I don't think we're going to get a Chase Young. If we do, I will be happy and I will sing to the gods. But I don't think we're going to get a player caliber of a Bosa type player. But I could see us making a significant jump. What say you, TA? Do you see us making a significant jump like the 49ers did?
No, I don't. I'm going to say just flat out no. I don't see that because it's asking too much of a team. That defense was pretty much horrible last season. First off, the Lions defense started off playing pretty decent. And then towards the middle, I think towards the back end and the middle of the season, that's when it really got really bad. And I just think that we have too many holes that we got to make sure that we solidify. So I don't think that what we have right now, when I'm looking at the players, I don't see anybody that really that they have on a defense that's going to make a difference. You have to, if you have a defense, you have to have a team and a defensive concept that's going to work and a scheme that's going to work for everybody. And you got to make sure that you got your players in the right position. And if the Lions learn how to get their guys in the right position and use them right, then I think that they'll be a better defense. But to be able to pull off what the 49ers did last season for the Detroit Lions, I got to say they ain't ready for that yet.
And that's you got to understand, it's not dogging the Lions at all when you say that, because what they did is I don't know if that's ever happened, something like that in my lifetime. I've never seen it.
Literally going worst to almost first.
Yeah. I mean, you see that in divisions. You can see teams go worst for first, but they literally went from like worst to first. But man, what say you?
Yeah.
Like a big rebound, like the 49ers did, not necessarily replicate what they did, but a rebound at least.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, it cut out for a second. My internet's doing something. I don't think it'll be nearly as good as what the 49ers did because their defense was already solid. I think we have a lot of work to do, and we still don't know what our draft picks are, who we pick up after the draft, because a lot of people get cut, like all these veterans. If we fill a lot of holes, I think we'll be maybe like an 8-8 team, and then Patricia will keep his job, and then we can work from there. But if we don't at least win 8 games, we're probably starting over.
Okay. Travis Troxel Sports. TST, hashtag TST. What say you, man?
Facts.
Well, a lot of people want to bring up the 49ers and them having the second overall pick and going from worst to first. They failed to realize that year that, they became the worst team. Their head guy under center went down in Jimmy Garoppolo. What happened with Matthew Stafford went down. We didn't win a single game. So, they were already a playoff and Super Bowl contender prior to being the worst team. Now you added a Bosa and all these other high draft picks, and now they went out and played in the Super Bowl. So as far as, that type of, turnaround, I don't think we're there yet. I definitely think that, 8-8, 10-5 or 10-6, somewhere around that ballpark, I could see us being there, but I'm not going to give no predictions on a record, because I am going to be 0-16 till proven otherwise, just because I want to enjoy Lions football. When we win, I want to be happy that we won. When we lose, I can sit back and say, well, we are the Detroit Lions. Because one thing about this game that we all love and play hard for and things like that, it's entertainment business first and foremost. If you go and sue the NFL, they're going to pull the card of we are sports and entertainment. You know what sports and entertainment falls under? The WWE.
Let them know.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can you smell?
So, as far as entertainment value, like the Detroit Lions, we don't give that kind of entertainment value. So, obviously, if it's a close game, we might not be able to win that game because, the refs are going to call the game to the Green Bay Packers with hands to the face on some phantom calls.
When I seen that hands to the face.
Roughing the passer.
Right.
When I seen that hands to the face, what I was thinking is, man, I wish Deshaun Hand could put his hands in the ref's face, because I'm so tired of seeing us getting screwed, man.
Absolutely. And that's why I want to keep that 0-16 mentality till proven otherwise, because, I know how the refs are. And it's Detroit versus the refs versus everybody else. Like anybody.
Oh, that. Okay, Detroit Scoop, I see your question up there. It takes a minute, but I'm going to go to PC Payload, and then I'll jump to you. PC says, what do you think our minimum amount of games we have to win for Pat and Quinn to keep their job? Me, 9-7. I think they got to win 9-7. I think that gets you a playoff berth with the new playoff schedule because, yes, the playoffs and now is starting that new playoff schedule in which they added another team for each division. What say UTA? What do you think, man? Do you think it's going to have to take 9 wins or 8 wins to keep their job?
Man, I think more than that, Mike.
9-7 ain't good enough.
It ain't good enough. I'm trying to tell Bob. 9-7 is not good enough, Bob. I think they're gonna have to get to the playoffs. I think, you know what I'm saying, it's a must that you get the Lions to the playoffs. They've been hungry for it. We've been hungry for it. I think you got to get these guys to the postseason. I think if they can do that, that'll keep Patricia coming back in another year. But Patricia's going to have ultimately, he's going to have a very, very good year, because if it starts off ugly and he's like 0-4, 0-5, he could be out of here before week 6 or 7. You just never know. But I think that they're going to have to get to the postseason.
What's going on, Pride Time B? Man, welcome to the chat. Pride Time B is also a Detroit Lions YouTuber. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He is all Detroit through and through. We support, again, every single one. Dern, I'm going to throw this question at you, and it's from Detroit Scoop. He says, my question is, how y'all feel about my last comment, the Jake Fromm one? And I think he's talking about taking Jake from State Farm.
If we take him, it's in the middle. Some pretty good upside. From what I've seen, he has some accuracy issues, and he doesn't have the best arm, but accuracy with the right coach can be fixed. And Bevell, I've seen him take QBs and rise them up. I mean, Seattle used Tavares Jackson until Wilson came. Rip to him, by the way. He passed away 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Noble, man, what say you, man? Jake from State Farm.
The quarterback?
Yes, he's the guy from State Farm, Jake.
I'd rather have a State Farm agent.
I don't want him. I don't want Jake Fromm. I think he got little hands. I think he might got little hands. He got Joe Burrow hands.
Oh man. Okay. Snoil OG says depends on what happens if Stafford gets hurt. Do you hold them to the fire? Man, you have to.
Wow,
you have to. You have to. Hopefully that does not be the case. I don't want another Stafford injury year. But yeah, you got to hold everyone accountable for whatever takes place, and you got to hold top down. Either way, let's all hope that Stafford does not get hurt.
Absolutely.
That's the worst.
Cross your hands. Hey, that's hashtag facts all day, man. Cross your hands.
And if Stafford goes down and we don't have a Jake from State Farm, TA, I'm coming for you, man.
Hey, man, I didn't say. I just said he had little hands, man.
Hey, guys, we've been on nearly 2 hours, and before I get out of here, I want to throw Trucks, man. Tell them what you're doing after this live stream, quick.
Me and Gridiron Blitz do a show every Monday through Friday at 9:30 for the Grid and Truck Show, where we talk, we'll talk Detroit Lions, we'll talk, NFL, we'll talk life, we'll talk, whatever you guys want. We just have a good time. So if you guys, ever want to come out, feel free. But that's what we're going to be doing right after here. It will be on my channel. The stream is already set up. So, after that, we'll be over there. And then tomorrow, wait, hold on, what's today? Thursday?
Today is Thursday. Yeah. Tomorrow is Friday. And after Friday, Trucks, is Saturday.
Sorry. Hey, I've been locked up for a month and 2 days. So I don't know what day it is.
Bad, man. That's a hibernation of a bear. Snoil OG, the shows will be Tuesday and Thursday between 7 and 8. Just like I've done in the years past. It's going to be the same time because I work first shift, insane first shift. So I'm not the late owl like Travis Troxel. I get up, man. But so expect it every Thursday, every Tuesday. Expect same everything that you've received from my channel. So we're gonna do last words. Dern, I'm gonna throw it to you, man. What do you got to say to the chat out there?
I thought this was a great show. Thanks for having me on again. I thought we put a lot of points out there that a lot of people, including myself, didn't think about before, and I really appreciate that. That's what's the beauty about this is you got to have all the facts to come up with the best decisions on what we think our team will do and how we will do during the season. Everyone be safe. Yeah, have a great night.
Travis Troxel, I'm gonna throw it back to you. What do you got to say to the chat out there?
Well, if you guys are ever interested, I am doing a day one of the draft. We're gonna have a blast there. And MicroMike, I'll definitely hop on with you if what do you call it? If you do a draft show as well, I'll get in your chat, and say what up to you and give you a like. Uh, you know, and I hope to see you guys, later on today for the Grid and Truck show. And with that being said, love you guys. Hopefully, you guys wash your hands, stay safe, and this is Truck Sports Talk. Have a nice day. Peace.
TA, a Noble Sports, my brother. I've gotten to know you very well. I want the people to know out there that this guy is one of the most humblest, nicest man that I've ever met. What do you got to say to the chat out there?
Man, Mike, I appreciate that, man. I don't deserve all that, man. I appreciate it though. Definitely, man. Shout out to you guys for joining us tonight, man. It was phenomenal, guys. We like that you guys what Mike brought tonight with the live show, talking about the Detroit Lions, giving you guys what you need, that type of content that you want to hear. And definitely, guys, if you came in late, make sure you go back and replay this video because you're gonna find it very entertaining, very funny, and very also, very inspiring to know what type of players that the Detroit Lions could have on their list. So with that being said, guys, we appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. And hey, I'll holler at you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channels, and I'll be back soon.
Guys, I always say this, man. I'm very humbled to see that everybody came out. It's been a crazy week for myself as well as TA for sure. Very humbling. We are one pride. No matter what goes out in this world, we are all in this together. No matter what, I support every Detroit Lions YouTuber. I support all the Lions fans because we going through this bad boy all together, all at once, man. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but one pride or get ran over by a Mack truck. We appreciate all the super chats, man. So much appreciated. That was so awesome. We did some great numbers tonight, and that's to you. That's to you. And so all the love to you guys. You guys are the MVP. NFL draft, it's going to be live. It's going to be lit. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be sick, top quality. It's coming. Wait for it. I will be posting, at least for my channel, how we going to do this. And it's going to be exactly what you want plus more. I take all advice from the subscribers, and that's what it's about. Stay humble, stay together. We are in this together, one pride or don't ride, and that's what's up. Just like Dwayne Hogan said, we lose together, we win together. With that said, make sure you wash your hands, and I'm going to leave you with the greatest words that Vash Starwood knows I'm about to say, and that is this. Adios.